11 Sports, and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Live from Charleston, South Carolina, it's time to bring the curtain down on Week 6 of the Simulation Football League's 15th season. The Charleston Predators tonight close out the week by hosting the Jacksonville Kings. Charleston is 2-3. Jacksonville is 3-2. We have the potential for 11 of the 22 SFL teams to be 3-3 at the end of the week if this game is won by Charleston. It's a logjam in the standings here in the Simulation Football League. Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Michael Solino. Alongside me is Mighty RX and JL Browning on stats, and the owner of the Mexico City Aztecs, Ramos Lynn, in the booth with me on co-commentary. Ramos, good evening.
Good evening, Michael. Thank you very much for having me. And this is going to be a great game. I mean, you cannot find two teams that are just as similarly built as these two. I mean, they have both a very good quarterback, a very dynamic running back. They have 4 receiving targets, 3 defensive linemen, and 5 defensive backs, both of them. They are basically built pretty much the same. And I think that whoever can make the most big plays, the big interceptions, or get a big touchdown with Buchanan Simons or with Ken Gossett, that's the team that can win this game.
Game that could swing at the top of a hat. The Predators will be wearing all blue tonight. Jacksonville on the road in all white. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is next. Charleston with the toss chose to defer, so that means the kicker, Amanda Moyer, has the ball on the tee at the 30-yard line. Her hand goes into the air, and for the final time this weekend, we say game on in the Simulation Football League here in Charleston. It's going to be down in the back of the end zone by Mike St. Green, who is the return man. Here are your starting lineups first. For the Jacksonville Offense, their quarterback is 7-season veteran Christian Christensen, Jared Willis, the running back, Grayson Willis, Mike St. Green, and Ken Gossett, the wide receivers, and Jack Wall at tight end. A.G. Pennypacker, Dave Barr, and Ricky Thornton along the offensive line. They'll start from their own 20-yard line, going left to right in white and purple. Handoff, Willis up the middle, nice crease to run through, breaks a tackle, and is eventually brought down after a gain of 12 out to the 32.
And a great job by the Jacksonville offensive line. Charleston was in a 4-4 defense, so they were fully expecting that run, but the offensive line able to go 5 against about 8 different players, and good first down here for Jacksonville to start this one.
First and 10 of the 32. Just 30 seconds gone by in this one. And a jump offside from Charleston. Free play for the Kings at the swing out to Willis, and Willis will get about 3 yards, so I'll accept the penalty. I'll use this time to run through the starting Charleston defense. Dick Baker and Joseph Sobolka and Jeff Hollywood are the defensive linemen. Jack Hoffman, Jack Brown, and Tommy Zanardi, the linebackers. Corners, Johnny Bravo and Corey Menor. Free safeties, John Reese and Zachary Bates. And strong safety, Zach Lay. After the penalty, it'll be first down and 5 for the Kings. At their own 36-yard line, and a handoff to Willis goes right up the middle. Another first down. It's been all Willis all the time so far in this first drive for the Kings.
And that was a 3-4 defense there. It looked like man-to-man coverage because the linebackers were pretty much spread out wide, and a good read by the Jacksonville quarterback, Christian Christensen, and just handing the ball off up the middle, because that's where the space was.
Your receivers spread out to the left. Christensen under center. 4 on the defensive line for Charleston. To throw for the first time is Christensen. He's got Grayson Willis out there for a gain of 5. They'll spot it right at the midfield stripe, second down.
Yeah, I think that's what Jacksonville would like to do. They don't want to throw the ball into the teeth of this secondary, against those 2 safeties, 2 free safeties, and a strong safety Zach Lay. So I think they would like to play it short. I will expect another run here, Michael.
Willis, the lone tailback, he gets the carry, and he goes right through the first part of the defense like a hot knife through butter and gets all the way to the Charleston 42-yard line, and another first down for the Kings.
Yeah, and Charleston does not have right now the good angle here on defense to stop those runs up the middle. They are maybe concerned about the runs on the outside because the linebackers are playing man-to-man and they're with outside leverage. So I think Jacksonville could take advantage of it and run up the middle here on this defense.
In a similar formation, just flap the receivers to the right-hand side. Another dive to Willis, and Willis gets bottled up and dropped, this time for a loss of 1.
Yeah, good stop there, bottled up by Jack Hoffman, the linebacker. And this is what Charleston would like to do, is just clock those lanes up and make Jared Willis go to the outside.
Hoffman's third season in the league and third with the Charleston Predators, had 42 tackles on the season coming into the night. 4 wide for Jacksonville on 2nd and 9. Pump fake from Christensen goes over the middle into traffic and incomplete as he was looking for Jack Wall, the tight end.
A good defense there for Charleston. It's been the middle of the field right now, the problem on their defense, but back-to-back plays where they can just stuff things up middle of the field. And if they can get a stop here and prevent any type of Jacksonville forward progress on this play, they will get the ball back and they will get a full stop.
3rd down and 9. Charleston trying to hold Jacksonville out outside of field goal range on the opening drive of this contest. A 7-step drop. Christensen, a lot of time in the pocket. Now he forced a roll. He throws across the middle, and it's caught in triple coverage. Coming back to the football is Grayson Willis, and Mr. Reliable picks up a first down at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and the former league MVP, Christensen, just steps to the right, throws the ball across his body. Very dangerous throw, but has enough arm strength to get it into his number 2 receiver. And Jacksonville with a very, very good drive to start this game. They're in scoring position.
3 young quarterbacks out there. That's a perfect example of what you should not do. Throw the ball across your body into the middle of the field. It worked out there for Jacksonville. Here's a swing pass to Willis. He is bottled up and dropped after a gain of only 3. And the big man on the defense for Charleston is Jack Brown. In his 7th season in the league, 3rd with the Predators after spending a fair bit of time in Mexico City. Those are his career stats. 753 tackles coming into the night is 8th most all time. Second down and 7, 4 wide, 2 to each side. Just under 7 minutes gone. First quarter, a pass over the middle of the Wall, and Wall can't get away. He's going to be a yard short of the first down.
And I like that play call. It was, again, man-to-man coverage, and I like how Jack Wall went across the field and make the linebacker run with him. And he's a big target. Jack Wall is the tight end, and just shy of the first down. I think this is Willis' time for run.
Willis time up the middle, and again he goes right through the first level of the defense. A fantastic blocking up front by the offensive line. Ricky Thornton, Dave Barr, and A.J. Pennypacker, 3 rookies, all making the way for Wall to run right through the defense.
Yeah, and they also have, again, Jack Wall, the tight end, who doesn't only catch passes, but also is a good blocker on the edge. So, Jacksonville has that 2 tight end set, unbalanced line, and a lot of power on that side of the field.
Over the middle, Wall makes the catch in traffic and is dropped after a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4 inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. This is taking almost half of the first quarter clock off of the opening drive of the game. Very methodical from Jacksonville.
Yeah, and they are not throwing the ball deep. They are not trying to just put the ball into harm's way. They're methodically, as you said, moving the ball downfield, and it's working beautifully for them.
Willis, the lone tailback. Christensen back to throw, going to swing it out to Willis. He's got space to run to the 5, to the 3, and he's pushed out at the 1. Barely saving a tackle with Zach Lay, the strong safety, first and goal.
Great play here by Christensen. Great recognition, just dumping out to the running back Willis instead of throwing the ball into tight coverage. And with a first and goal at the 1, I will just say, run the ball at least a couple times, try to punch it in. Because, look, they're in a 3-3 defense. Charleston is. They're not ready for a run here.
It's been Jared Willis all throughout this first drive, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the opening touchdown.
Yeah, what a beautiful drive here for Jacksonville, silencing the home crowd as he gets a great block from his offensive line and the fullback there. And again, Charleston was not ready for it. Instead of being on a goal line tight, coverage defense, they were in a 3-3, and they paid for it.
Jacksonville takes almost 6 of the opening 11 minutes off of the clock on their opening drive. They put it in the end zone with a 1-yard Willis run. On for the extra point is Anthony Cece. Kick is away, and it is good. So with 5:16 left to go in the first quarter, it's Jacksonville Kings 7. Charleston Predators have the ball next. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, the Jacksonville Kings just opened up the ball game with a 14-play, 78-yard touchdown drive, covering almost half of the first quarter here at the Simulation Football League. Last game of the week of Week 6. Returning is Lance DeLake for the Charleston Predators. He gets out to the 17-yard line. Here's the starting offense for the Predators. T.G. Drew is the quarterback. Keith Swearingen is the running back. Ken McCarro and Buchanan Simons the wide receivers. Lyric Da Vinci and Jay Taylor the tight ends. Fred Dukes and Butch Menor are on the offensive line. First down and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Single back, one receiver each side. Jacksonville stacking the box here. Swearingen up the middle, and he gets crushed after a gain of 1. And I'm going to bring this up now, and I hope I don't commentator curse it. After that gain of 1, Keith Swearingen needs 5 more rushing yards to get to 5,000 for his career.
Yeah, one of the best power backs we've seen in a long time. I mean, he does have a lot of speed on him, but, he has a lot of power. He can run between the tackles.
And off, up the middle, Swearingen. That'll do it. Keith Swearingen has now passed over 5,000 career rushing yards in his 5th season.
Yeah, that's very impressive, and congratulations to Keith Swearingen. He was a former in the Red Devil, and then now with Charleston is really proven to be one of the most stable running backs in the SFL for sure.
3rd down and 2. 4:13 to go with the snap. First pass for Drew, and he almost threw an interception. Knocked away by Succolomano, and the fantastic career marker aside, it's going to be a 3-and-out for Charleston.
And that was all sorts of off timing there. I mean, he had Swearingen wide open on the far sideline. If he checks it down to Keith Swearingen, that's maybe about 20 yards. I mean, he was wide open. Nobody covered him. And instead, T.D. Drew tried to throw the ball up over the middle of the field, and Charleston will have to punt.
Punting is Wally Saddle. He gets it away from just past his own 10-yard line. It'll be decent field position for the Kings as Mike St. Green returns it to the Jacksonville 41. And this is not a great position to be in if you're Charleston, because with so much time taken off the clock, Jacksonville could just do that to you again and run out the rest of this first quarter with you only getting 3 offensive plays.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. And this is an opportunity for Charleston to really get a stop as quick as possible to try to give their defense a little bit of a break.
And off middle, Willis again cutting through the Charleston defense. Gains 9 yards on first down to the midfield stripe.
Yeah, and Charleston is just not ready for the run, Michael. It's not only on the goal line situations, but also here on first down. They're in a 3-3 base defense, which is 6 defenders on the box. And when you have 7 blockers against 6 defensive players, that's just a big mismatch. And Jerry Willis can take advantage of it all night long.
2nd down and 1. Willis, the lone back. They haven't been making use of Greg Mack, the fullback, much in this football game. But it's going to be a handoff again. Willis, first down into enemy territory and all the way to the Charleston 43 for another first down.
Yeah, and this is what makes the SFL great, Michael. It's just the scouting and just the preparing for the game. I mean, Jacksonville clearly did their homework. They know Charleston is going to go in those 3-3 base defenses, and they're going to go into those heavy sets, as you can see right there. Heavy set again, and run the ball up the middle.
Willis again finds his way through the defensive line, and it forces the secondary to make a stop after a gain of 6 yards.
And if it's not broke, don't fix it, basically, here for Jacksonville. I know Jerry Willis, after a few runs, he may be a little bit tired, but, again, you do not have to stop running the ball up the middle until the defense can prove they can stop it.
And it's not like this was a hidden technique. Willis came into the game with over 600 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns on the ground. 2nd and 4, 2:36 to go first quarter. Christensen up to throw to the far side. That's St. Green makes the catch for the first down. And it almost looked like they've caught Charleston in two minds a little bit, because whenever they bunch up and put somebody else in the box to try and block the run, you get that little out route and there's a first down.
They just have it completely on their heels. Charleston is on defense. They really don't know if it's going to be a run or a throw. Maybe a run to the outside here for Jacksonville.
Now they bring the fullback in, and running behind him is Willis, and Willis is going to be bottled up and drop gain of only 3. Zachary Bates came down to make that tackle. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport, where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. Willis up the middle again, stuffed to the line of scrimmage, and maybe Charleston's catching on to this run-heavy offense for the Kings.
Yeah, and you can clearly see that Willis is also a little bit tired, a little bit gassed after running the ball about 5 or 6 different times on this drive. As we take a look at Josh Rees, the free safety leader of this secondary, and now they're going an empty set.
Christensen downfield, tipped and picked off at the goal line. Charleston takes the ball away. They're going to have it at their own 5.
Wow, great deflection and great coverage there down the field. Zach Lay is the one who gets the interception, but I believe it was Josh Rees, exactly the guy we were spotlighting. I think it was him, number 22. Yeah, it was him getting the deflection. Zach Lay gets the pick, and that's huge for the Charleston defense, and obviously the offense gets the ball back. They need to string a couple of first downs here, Michael, to give their defense a break.
Only their second possession of the ball game. It comes with only 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. A very fast-moving first quarter, dominated by Jacksonville, who leads 7-0. Handoff, Swearingen bottled up and dropped for a loss of 1. On the interception that time was Zach Lay, his 3rd of the season. Had 1 last week in the Charleston victory over Arizona.
And, that was, on the tackle, it was the leader of this defensive line, Hunter Norwood. He's been on this team for so long. One of the biggest men in the defensive line in the SFL.
Swearingen looked like he had a hole to the left, chose to run to the right and gets 2 yards. Dunbar makes the stop. Talking about Norwood and his compatriot on the defensive line, Taquan Hale, they've been in here for a while, and they are one of the most fearsome duos in the Simulation Football League.
Yeah, this defense, with Hale and Norwood, they've been together for so long, and this defensive line has always been one of the best in the SFL.
Swearingen on 3rd and 9, nowhere to go. He gets a couple of yards, but he's brought down by Dunbar again, helped out by linebacker Clay Jones. And again, a 3-and-out for Charleston. I have not been over the Jacksonville defense yet, and it's the end of the first quarter. We'll come back to Charleston, South Carolina right after this. Where the Kings have the football. They lead it 7-0 over the Predators. Second quarter on tap from Charleston, South Carolina, and it begins with a Charleston punt. The Predators 2 3-and-outs on 2 possessions in the first quarter, and it's going to be fantastic field position for Jacksonville, who already leads 7-0. Fair catch called for by St. Green. They're going to be inside the 40, and we already had one takeaway tonight by Charleston. Let's take a look at the league leaders on the defensive takeaways.
Yeah, and the Jacksonville Kings have always been awesome on taking the ball away. Alex Bond, season after season, is their leader in interceptions, and it's also because of that defensive line, Michael. They put the pressure on the quarterback, they force errant throws, and the defensive backs can just go and fly all over the field. And again, it's the same formation. They would like to run the ball up the middle here.
Willis gets the ball, has room to run, makes his way past one man, and gets 6 yards up to the Charleston 32. On the defensive line aspect, Ramos, Jacksonville owner and coach Frank Gooden was one of the pioneers of stacking star players on the defensive line back in season 9 or 10 or so. And the rest of the league pretty quickly followed suit after Jacksonville made 2 straight championship games. Second down and 4 from the 32-yard line. Half a minute gone in the second quarter, and again, a wide open hole for Jared Willis. He picks up a first down at the 26.
Yeah, and going back to the defensive line, Frank Gooden, even way back in season 5, season 6, had guys like Ebenezer Taylor and all those guys who have played here in the Jacksonville franchise on the defensive line. They've been awesome. Hunter Norwood, Taquan Hale, Kevin Bain. I mean, they've had so many guys all playing at a high level.
First and 10, Christensen back to pass, hit as he throws, but he completes a dart over the middle of the field to Mike St. Green, and they're down inside the red zone again at the 12-yard line.
And Jacksonville can do no wrong here on offense. I mean, other than the interception, it's been all positive yardage. Jared Willis has had a field day, and Christensen has been able to connect with his receivers on short routes.
It's the new formation for Jacksonville, bunch formation that goes short, trying to hit it to Gossett, and Gossett is tied up by Hoffman and will drop the pass. Second down and 10.
And I like the play design, as Jack Hoffman makes a great defensive play, but I like the play design because that's a quick throw. If Ken Gossett gets the catch, basically the other 2 receivers become blockers for him. So it's some sort of a screen throw, but a good job by the linebacker on deflecting that one away.
Gossett, the main receiver on this Jacksonville Kings team when they do decide to throw the ball. He's 4 yards short of 500 for the season, so he will more than likely hit that tonight. 5 touchdowns on the year as well. Second down and 10 from the Charleston 12. Here is Christensen. Throws it out. Willis, and driven out of bounds after a gain of only 3 to the 9.
And that's the 16th time that Jerry Willis touches the ball here, Michael. So, he's on pace for about 45 touches or so, and has been very effective. 13 carries, 72 yards. That was his 3rd catch of the day for 12 yards as well. So he's been the main focus of this offense.
Not a stranger to having a majority of the workload is Jared Willis. Third down and 7 from the 9-yard line. 9:15 to go second quarter. Christensen moves in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked for the first time in this ball game. The defense finally gets to Christensen.
Yeah, great play. That's the leader of this defensive line, Joseph Zabolka, second-year man with a sack there as he just goes around the outside and makes the stop for a loss. And it's important for Charleston. I mean, Jacksonville had this ball at the 38-yard line to start the drive, and it was basically a question whether Charleston could do a half a stop, and they did it. Now they need to have an explosive play on offense to get back into this game.
They're going to hold him to a field goal. Anthony Cece on for the 30-yard attempt. Spot is away, kick is away, and it is good. From 30 yards, Jacksonville pushes their lead to 10-0. Jacksonville increases their lead. The Charleston Predators looking for answers on offense when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, Sam for the fans. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, the Jacksonville Kings have a 10-0 lead over the hometown Charleston Predators in the final game of Week 6 of the Simulation Football League's 15th season. I'm Michael Torillo. Ramos Lynn is alongside me in commentary. Charleston has not had a first down yet tonight in their 3 drives. 28-8 in terms of offensive plays for the Jacksonville Kings as the Predators trying to right the ship on offense here. They'll start at their own 21.
Yeah, and Jacksonville, this game already has 11 first downs, and Charleston yet to move the stick. So, I mean, if they can get a good big play and get this in a 10-7 game, that's going to be a huge win for this Charleston offense here in the first half.
8:30 left in the half. Swearingen, that's his second best run of the night. He picks up 5. Just so I have a chance to do it, I'll go through the Jacksonville defensive starters right now. Mike All, Hunter Norwood, and Taquan Hale are on the defensive line. J.R. Lawless and Clay Jones, the linebackers. Rain Rie, Bernard Gooden, and Michael Sprouse, the corners. Alex Bond and Succo Lomano, the safeties. Second down and 5 from the 26-yard line. Just past under 8 minutes to go in the half. Swearingen hurdles a man, and he's going to be close to a first down, and he's going to be just short. Third down and less than a yard. And now we have a third down. Here's how both of these teams perform on third down.
Yeah, very, very, very close. 6th and 7th, 57% for Charleston. They are 0 for 2 here in this game, and Jacksonville so far 2 out of 4, so that's 50%. Both defenses doing a good job on third down so far.
Swearingen finds a nice little crease to run through and picks up the first down of the game for Charleston, up to their own 36-yard line, and a bit of consistency maybe for the hometown team.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line this time, as Keith Swearingen basically not touched after about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So good job by the offensive line as they are finally setting down after just getting pushed around by Hunter Norwood.
Swearingen's 7 total touchdowns coming into the game. 6 on the ground, 1 through the air. Hand off middle. Swearingen breaks 1 tackle and eventually will pick up 3 yards.
That's a great blitz by Lawless. He did not make the tackle, but he actually came completely untouched in the A-gap and made a good hit on Keith Swearingen. Again, he did not make the tackle, but he definitely stopped his progress.
T.D. Drew, the quarterback, hasn't completed a pass yet. It's been all Swearingen. And he's going to get the ball again. Finds a nice hole to run through, but gets caught from the backside at the 42-yard line. Again, 3rd down and 3.
It's a big, strong tackle by Lomano, one-on-one against Swearingen. If he breaks that tackle, he may get about 30 yards on that play, but a good job by the Jacksonville defense again, and a 3rd and 3. They have not been very successful here at Charleston this game, but they go in a shotgun formation for one of the very first times in the game, maybe.
It's going to be a pass from T.D. Drew. He throws to the far side, and it's tipped out, intercepted on the reflection. Clay Jones, the linebacker, picks up the interception, his 3rd of the season.
Wow, an unbelievable play by the defense here as number 25, that is Michael Sprouse, making the deflection. And normally here in the SFL, Michael, the out route is a pretty safe route, especially when it's 3rd and short. But Michael Sprouse getting the hand on, and a good job by the linebacker to actually catch the ball as Jacksonville is again in scoring position.
From the 27-yard line, just when you thought Charleston had a bit of momentum, here come the Kings right back at them, and they're running it down their throats again. An 11-yard pickup for Jared Willis.
Yes, Jared Willis quickly approaching the 100-yard marker, now at 83 yards and 14 carries. But as we take a look at the offensive line, I mean, again, just manhandling the defensive line of the Charleston Predators, which is no weak defensive line. I mean, Baker, Hollywood, and Savolka, 3 very talented defensive linemen, and just Jacksonville pushing them around. Or Charleston pushing them around, sorry.
1st and 10 for the 17-yard line. In the red zone again are the Kings. A broken tackle and eventually getting dragged to the ground, as well as after a gain of 5. That last interception by Clay Jones, I mentioned his 3rd of the season. The 15th takeaway by this Jacksonville defense this season. 4 of them on interceptions by linebackers. handoff. Willis, again, a nice hole to run through, and he gets to the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
And the way they're doing this, Michael, is very interesting. I mean, they have the 2 tight ends on one side, but they run Willis to the other side. So they're not running to the strong side of the formation. They're running to the weak side. And it seems that Charleston is, time and time again expecting that run to the strong side, but they just go to the weak side of the field, and a lot of space. And speaking about a lot of space, 3-2 defense here inside the 5 in a power formation for Jacksonville.
Got Jared Willis written all over it. He takes the football and gets 2 yards, stopped at the 2-yard line by Josh Reese, and it's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and again, we go back to it. It means that Charleston does not really have a goal line package here, so they're trying to go into different sets. And look, the middle of the field is wide open, Michael. If they run the ball here up the middle, it's a touchdown.
Willis. Handoff. Can't get a lane to run through, and he's going to be stopped up at the 2.
Wow. There was nobody there in the middle of the field, but it seemed that the Charleston defensive line ran a stunt, like a defensive line stunt, just clogging up the middle lanes, and a good job defensively by them. In 3rd and goal at the 2. If they can get another half a stop, still a 2-possession game, so they will still be in this game.
Well, they go to Willis again. Yes, they will. He's going to power his way towards the goal line. He didn't get in. He did not get into the end zone. He's a half a yard short, and Charleston makes a huge stop. Jack Brown with the touchdown-saving tackle.
Jack Brown, again, as we said, number 8 all-time in tackles, and also top 5 amongst linebackers, because a few of them were safeties, top of the list. So one of the best linebackers we have ever seen in the SFL makes the tackle. And I'm pretty surprised Jacksonville actually did not challenge this one, Mike.
Chip shot field goal. Anthony Cece puts it through, and another red zone stand for Charleston results in a Jacksonville field goal. 3:11 to go, 2nd quarter. Jacksonville 13, Charleston nothing. I mean, if you're in the mind of Alan Armitage right now, the owner and head coach of the Charleston Predators, what do you do on offense? What adjustments do you make to try and get back into this football game?
Get your receivers involved, Michael. Buchanan Simons has no targets. Ken McCarroll only has 1, and Da Vinci only has 1 at the tight end position. I mean, good return.
Yeah, nice return.
But TD Drew only has 2 attempts. And sorry for cutting you off. TD Drew only has 2 passing attempts, and we are almost at halftime. I mean, granted, Jacksonville has had the ball for the majority of the first half, but 2 passing attempts, no completions, no passing yards so far. It's very, very shocking here for Charleston. So they really do need to involve their wide receivers more, and it seems that they will with an empty set.
They've got 2 good ones in McCarroll and Simons. Through the bell tie snap. He fires it deep over the middle, and it's caught behind the defense and dragged down at midfield. That's the tight end, Jay Taylor.
Yeah, number 2 tight end for this Charleston offense, and that's man-to-man coverage against Lamano, and a good job by Taylor running up the seam and then coming across for the post route, got inside leverage and was able to make the catch after getting in front of the safety. And again, man-to-man coverage, this is where the linebackers can shine, because it's man-to-man against the linebacker, and you can have a mismatch problem.
Throws it short over the middle, complete broken tackle in the clear, and pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That was Lyric Da Vinci. It's all tight ends all the time. And I want to go back to that long pass play to Taylor down the middle of the previous play, because Ramos, that is a play your Mexico City Aztecs run over and over again to your star man Mike Daggs.
Yeah, it's a play that we really like. Having Mike Daggs, obviously a 6'7", 265-pound receiving target who almost runs like a wide receiver, is very, very talented and can get those plays.
Drew on 1st and 10 again, loads up the cannon of an arm, complete inside the 10. Buchanan Simons, his first catch of the game, and he's going to stay in bounds. That will take us to the 2-minute warning, and Charleston is 1st and goal.
And good play there by Simons in the double move, just completely burning the corner.
Coach Bernard Gooden, 5 passes defended coming into the game with an interception. 2-minute warning for the first half. The Charleston Predators have the ball inside the 10-yard line. When we come back, this is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, 2 minutes to go first half. Jacksonville 13, Charleston nothing, but the Predators are inside the 10. They've got first and goal at the 7. T.D. Drew is under center. 4 receivers to aim at, but it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Swearingen diving for the pylon is going to be half a yard short.
I love that play call, Michael, because they had 2 wide receivers in the slot and the 2 tight ends on the sidelines, and they forced a man-to-man coverage. So that meant that it was basically 5 offensive linemen against 5 defensive players in the box, and Keith Swearingen able to almost get the first down. Let's see if they tried another passing play like an out route or something.
Drew is going to go to the air. To the back of the end zone, knocked away. Excellent play by Bernard Gooden to deny the touchdown. 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, excellent coverage. I cannot follow the play call because, again, man-to-man coverage, trying to get a play in a tight window. It was a good route back of the end zone, but a better defensive play by Gooden. And then 3rd and goal at the basically half a yard line is probably a running situation here in 3rd down, but they're going in shotgun again, which is pretty surprising.
And I wouldn't imagine a draw inside the 1, so it's going to be on the arm of T.D. Drew. High snap goes to the back of the end zone. It's knocked away.
Unbelievable play and great recovery by the corner. He got beat off the line, but a great recovery on making the play. And he knew he had the sideline basically, or like the back end as another defender pretty much. So a good job on him coming across and getting underneath the receiver.
Amanda Moyer is the kicker. She is out for a chip shot field goal. It'll be about a 17-yarder. Kick is up, and it is good. Charleston on the board with 1:22 to go in the first half. Jacksonville 13, Charleston 3. And I don't know, maybe I'm a bit too aggressive for my own good. I had a half a mind that they were going to go for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, after being like just half a yard away from the end zone, obviously going for it was a considerable, approach. But I think Charleston just wanted to get some points and get a little bit of momentum.
Nice drive for the Predators to get their offense into the game. They still trail 13-3. And with how the Jacksonville Kings have been possessing the football, this may be the last possession of the half. 1:18 to go in the first half. And they'll start at their own 22 after the return by Mike St. Green.
And this is tricky by Jacksonville because they are running the ball a lot. They're running a lot of short throws. So with 1:18, there's enough time with 3 timeouts, but can they move the ball far enough to get into field goal range is the question.
Christensen changing the play at the line. He's under center, steps back to throw short over the middle, and a nice slant is for a 9-yard gain. And it's going to be Ken Gossett, his first catch of the game. That puts him over 500 yards of receiving offense in this season.
Ken Gossett, time and time again, one of the best receivers in the league. And I'm surprised they're not going in no huddle here, Michael. If they get a first down, I think they will. But, with 54 seconds left and the offense has been awesome, they have a chance of scoring again before the half.
Have 3 timeouts, haven't used them yet. Willis on the dive, first down for Jacksonville. Let's see if they either use a timeout or go no huddle. Now it looks like they will be content with heading to the locker room with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, and it's understandable also in the fact that, you're on the road, you're leading by 10 points, and you don't want to, throw an interception and have the momentum go the other way. But, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm trying to move the ball a little bit, try to get at least in field goal range.
Here is Willis up the middle. It'll be the last play of the first half. He'll get 5 yards, and now they'll go up tempo and maybe try and salvage something. 9 seconds to go. Can they get a snap off? They will with 4. Handoff. Willis up the middle, trying to confuse the defense, and it worked. He got about 10 yards, but the clock is going to run out on the first half. We head to the halftime interval. It's Jacksonville Kings 13, Charleston Predators 3. And Ramos Lynn, I turn the microphone over to you to recap the first half.
Well, it's been a first half dominated by the Jacksonville Kings rushing attack. Jarrett Willis has 22 rushing attempts for 112 yards. So he's on pace for running the ball 44 times. He also has 3 catches in this game. But, we take a look at the time of possession, double the amount for Jacksonville, as they have looked very good offensively. The defense has played very strong. Charleston had a good drive this past drive with a couple of big throws. But the Kings have really gained possession and control of this game from the very beginning.
There you see the only touchdown of the game by Willis. It was a 1-yard scamper on their opening drive of the game. Both teams have turned the ball over once via the interception. And you mentioned that Willis has 22 carries already. Last week, in the Jacksonville Kings 44-24 win over the Carolina Skyhawks, he had 28 carries for 164 yards, and he's almost matched that in the first half.
Yeah, and we go back to game planning for each opposing defense, and every defense is different here in the SFL. So there are defenses who you like to run the ball a little bit more or throw the ball a little bit more. And Jacksonville, I think, just found out that if we run the ball up the middle against this Charleston defense, we could have some success. And so far, so good for them, as I will expect a heavy dose of Jared Willis in the second half, especially because obviously they're leading the game. And you don't want to throw another interception if you're Christian Christensen.
We saw the Charleston offense come alive a little bit towards the end of the half with a 7-play, 76-yard drive that ended in a field goal. The main way they got down the field was T.D. Drew finally unleashing his arm and throwing the ball down the field with 2 big gains. You think they see more of that in the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they will go in those empty sets because they're forcing the Jacksonville defense to go man-to-man, and they have 2 very talented tight ends. They have Lyric DaVinci and Jay Taylor, and if you have Lyric DaVinci against one of those linebackers or one of those safeties, you could think he could have the size advantage pretty much and the speed advantage against the linebacker.
We are set to go with the second half. Anthony Cece, ball on the tee, hand in the air. Here we go. Second half underway from Charleston, South Carolina. The Kings lead the Predators 13-3. I'm Michael Trevello. Ramos Lid is alongside me, along with Mighty RX and J.L. Browning. And from the 22-yard line is where T.D. Drew and the rest of the Charleston offense will try and right the ship in this second half.
As we take a look at the receivers, only 3 completions for T.D. Drew in the first half, and 1 target for Simon, well, 1 receiving catch for Simons, 1 for DaVinci, and 1 for Jay Taylor. I think that T.D. Drew will like to involve him way more here in the second half.
Drew begins under center. Swearingen will get a handoff up the middle. Breaks 1 tackle brought down by Sprouse after a gain of 4.
Good run by Swearingen. He did not have much space, but able to get 4 yards and make it a shorter 2nd down and 6. As Jacksonville was completely loading the box, so if they go in a similar formation, but they like to throw on the next play, I think they could work for him.
Got 2 receivers spread out to the near side left. That's McCarro and Simons. Again, it's going to be a weak side handoff. Swearingen, a spin move, gets him past 1 defender and makes it get a first down to the 34-yard line of Charleston.
Nice job sealing the edge on the far sideline by DaVinci and Taylor, the 2 tight ends, as we're going to see on the replay. Swearingen stretches it to the outside, and Jay Taylor just does an amazing block and saco la mano as Swearingen breaks a tackle. Finally gets brought down by Lawless, but Charleston took, basically the full first quarter to get which is a first down. They get in within a minute here in the second half.
On by in the third at the snap. Through, back to pass, launches it into one-on-one coverage, and it's picked off for the second time by Jacksonville. Bernard Gooden has the interception, and Jacksonville will once again have the ball inside Predator territory at the 43-yard line.
This is textbook coverage here for Bernard Gooden. He is on an inside leverage play, gets in front of the receiver, knows he has some help from the safety, so he can trail. He can play the trail technique, and he can jump in for the interception. He can gamble a little bit because he has Sakalamano going deep, and he goes underneath, makes the interception. Beautiful play.
111 yards in the first half for Jared Willis. He is back on the field behind Christian Christensen, who is under center at the Charleston 43-yard line, up 10, 9:51 to go in the second half, and a handoff immediately to Willis, and it's second verse, same as the first, as he starts with a 6-yard run.
Yeah, at halftime, I'm sure Coach Frank Gooden just told the running back and the offensive line, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to run the ball up the middle because they just cannot stop us.
Second out of 4, Willis again looking for a lane, finds one, picks up a first down to the 31. Nice solo tackle on the back end there by Zach Lay.
Jacksonville does not have 2 tight ends as Charleston does, but they are implementing the 2 tight end set beautifully here, Michael, as normally this is a passing team throughout their history, but this time running the ball, it's been awesome today for them.
This time they will throw, but it's only going to be a swing pass. Willis trying to turn the corner. He cannot do so. It'll be second down and 8. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League. Now 12 teams, there's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through simulationfl.net. The second season of the SFL Minor League starts in October. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information. Handoff Willis, looking for a lane, finds one again, and he's going to get 4 yards to the 24, third down and 3.
25th rushing attempt here for Willis with 129 yards in this game so far. So that's 5 yards per carry. He's been very, very good, and he's been basically the motor keeping this running. On 3rd and 3, I will not be surprised if they throw the ball short to one of the wide receivers.
They've got an offset eye if they choose to use it. Christensen 2-step drop, throws a corner route, just as you predicted, to Grayson Willis, first down at the 20-yard line.
Great route by Willis, the other Willis here, Grayson Willis, getting the catch, and he knows he only has to go 3 yards for a first down, goes 4 yards, past the sticks. Beautiful play by Jacksonville again.
Already time bleeding off the clock here in the third quarter. 7:32 at the snap. Over to Gossett. Gossett turns the corner, and he gets all the way to the 6-yard line. First and goal once again for the Kings. Let's see if they can punch it in this time. The last 2 times they've been down here, they've had to settle for a field goal.
Good job by the offensive line making the blocks, and Ken Gossett did not run that route and stretch it to the outside. Basically, on that route, he sat down in a zone or in the middle of the zone, got the catch, and got very good yardage for a first down. I think they might run against that slant route on the bunch formation as they like to run it.
They've got bunch formation to the left. He's going to the end zone, and it's knocked away. He was looking for Grayson Willis, and it just deflected off his hands and incomplete, second and goal.
And it was a slant, but at that time, Grayson Willis was unable to get both hands up and get the catch. Unfortunate because he had the better position over the defensive player, and that could have been a touchdown, but unfortunately for them, it couldn't materialize.
Just over 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Jacksonville with a 10-point lead, looking to make it more. Willis up the middle on second and goal. He goes down to the 2-yard line. And we'll have third and goal.
And how's that for, being consistent? Again, 5.1 yards per carry. He's been on that average all game long. And, if he can get that again on this play, Jacksonville could have a touchdown as they are going in a 3-2 defense here, Michael. So not enough men on the box to stop a run here.
once again, middle of the field open if they choose to use it. They're going to throw. Christensen sidearms it back in the end zone and off the fingertips of the receiver.
I'm pretty surprised out of that play selection because basically you're throwing the ball against a defense that's designed for pass defense. So not sure about that, but Jacksonville at least will be able to get a field goal out of this.
That's the third Jacksonville field goal attempt upcoming for Anthony Cece, second inside the 5. So Jacksonville has not been able to finish drives as well as they've liked to. Kick on the way from Cece. It is good from 18 yards. So with 6:25 to go in the third quarter, Jacksonville stretches the lead to 16-3 over the Charleston Predators. We'll be back in a moment. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Michael Trevino, Ramos Lynn, alongside J.L. Browning and Mario X in Charleston, South Carolina. The Jacksonville Kings have a 16-3 lead over the Charleston Predators. Offense has been pretty anemic except for one long drive at the end of the first half for the Preds. Let's see if they can get something going here with this drive that starts from their own 23-yard line.
And, Keith Swearingen has had 13 rushing attempts. TD Drew only 8 passing attempts here, 3 completions. So, get your tight ends involved a little bit more, run a slant route, crossing pattern, something like that to get them involved as they will go with a 2 tight end set out of the shotgun formation, maybe an out route here to one of the tight ends, Michael, or one of the receivers.
Drew reads the defense, changes the play at the line. He's in a shotgun snap. He takes it. He fires over the middle, and it's caught in double coverage at the 41-yard line. First down, Charleston.
Wow, that was a corner route by the tight end and an amazing play. Amazing route here for Lyric Da Vinci. Very well round as he goes to the outside, shields his body, and a beautiful throw by TD Drew because Da Vinci is the only one who can catch that ball.
The tight ends have been the deep threats. Jay Taylor and now Lyric Da Vinci both have a big downfield play.
Single high safety here.
Potential for another bomb over the top, but TD Drew is under center. Jacksonville stacks the box. They run it right at him, and they go right through him, and breaking a tackle and getting free and dragged down from behind into Jacksonville territory is Keith Swearingen.
Awesome blocks by the Charleston offensive line as Keith Swearingen able to burst through for a big, big play. As you can see there, great blocking by the interior offensive lineman and a touchdown-saving tackle by the linebacker here for Jacksonville. But Charleston in Jacksonville territory again.
Jamal Carroll pretty much saved a touchdown for the Kings. Again, Jacksonville stacks the box. They blitz. Plenty of time, though, for TD Drew. He fires underneath. He completes it for 10 yards, now to the 25. And Da Vinci again rumbles out of bounds on the Jacksonville 23. This is shades of that drive that they had to cap the first half that went 76 yards and ended in a field goal.
Yeah, it is, and a great route again for Da Vinci. And this is how you stop the man-to-man, is just basically get him isolated, get the outside leverage. A great throw again by TD Drew on target. A big first down here for Charleston, and they are again in scoring position. And if they can get a touchdown here, Michael, they are only down by 6 points. as Jacksonville has been very close from getting a few more touchdowns, but have to settle for field goals.
If Charleston can close the gap here, Jacksonville will really rue those missed opportunities. 3 field goals from inside the red zone as opposed to only 1 touchdown. Drew out to Swearingen. Can he turn the corner? Yes, he can. He makes a spin move to the 10. He powers his way to the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Charleston.
Yeah, what an unbelievable play here by Swearingen, but half of it is Buchanan Simons, as we're going to see on the replay here. Swearingen gets the catch, and look at Buchanan Simons just getting on his knees even to make the block on Gooden as he clears the path for Keith Swearingen to get the 1st and goal. As Charleston looking really, really good on this drive. They may like to run the ball here with Swearingen again up the middle.
There you have 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Drew will throw to the end zone, knocked away, and intercepted to the back of the end zone. Again, disaster strikes for Charleston.
Yeah, and this is disastrous because he had Swearingen again wide open in the flats. I'm not sure why T.D. Drew threw the ball middle of the field, but a terrible decision.
Charleston once again comes up empty. Jacksonville will have the ball when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Jacksonville starts at their own 20-yard line after another red zone interception denies Charleston points, and Christian Christensen's going down on the first play from scrimmage. A 2nd sack of the game for the Predators, and a 2nd sack of the game for Joseph Sabolka.
Yeah, great play by Sabolka, dominating the offensive lineman, getting into the quarterback for a 3-yard loss. And this is what Charleston needs on defense. They need to have an explosive play and get the momentum back for their team.
3 down linemen for Charleston. On the move is Christensen, and he throws it incomplete. He threw it behind Grayson Willis, 3rd and 13.
That was very close from being intercepted, and we are not going to get a replay likely, but the corner was playing in a clue technique, which is basically going, off man and just reading the quarterback's eyes and reading the route of the wide receiver, and he undercut it beautifully, but unable to put his hands for an interception.
Christensen, long pass knocked away. He had Grayson Willis out there, but it was well covered by Lay. And a 3-and-out for Jacksonville will save Charleston some grief because they're going to get another chance to try and close this gap before the 3rd quarter is over.
Yeah, great defensive drive here for Charleston, and Zach Lay has been very good in the deep coverage as he already has an interception, and that play able to knock that ball away.
This will be the first punt of the game for Jacksonville. Low snap for Howard McCoy. He gets it off. Fair catch called for, and it'll be at the 44-yard line. So now Charleston down by 13. And let's talk a little bit more about the Charleston Predators. They spent 3 seasons in Indianapolis under both the names the Red Devils and the Spitfire. Then they were sold to Alan Armitage, took over as owner, moved the team to Charleston. They've been here ever since. Made the playoffs last season for the first time. And kicker Amanda Moyer, who we've seen tonight scored the only points for Jacksonville, was the Special Teams Player of the Week last week for Week 5. Handoff, Swearingen, penalty flag flies, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. We will check the flag.
That's going to be a holding penalty, probably on the right guard.
It is indeed holding. Gus Lucas, actually the center, picks up the foul. And it'll be even harder for this Charleston offense to get going here.
Yeah, that's not what they needed. But what has worked here for Charleston, Michael, is the deep throws. So, yeah, if they are on a deep, throwing situation, the tight ends like Da Vinci and Taylor have proven they can do it. Maybe they go in another corner out here to the tight end or something.
Drew in the shotgun, fires over the middle. That pass is caught up close to midfield. Will be to the Charleston 47-yard line again. Lyric Da Vinci, who's been the most active receiver for the Predators tonight out of the tight end spot.
Great job by Da Vinci getting off the press man coverage as he puts his hand on the safety, pushes him just before he throws the ball, before TD Drew throws the ball, gets open for a good catch. And that's an important play because it's a 2nd and 7 after being on a 1st and 20.
Drew under center, two receivers, one to each side. It's going to be a handoff to Swearingen. He gets through, and he breaks a tackle and a spin move, takes him to the 30, to the 25, and he's drawn down from behind at the 24-yard line. Keith Swearingen is starting to come online here in the second half.
That's a great burst of speed here by Keith Swearingen, running the ball right up the middle and making a guy miss. I think that was number 29, Alex Bond, who tried to dive to his knees, but Keith Swearingen was having none of it as he just made a miss. And big first down here for Swearingen and the Predators.
Drew under center again. Two receivers to aim at and two tight ends left. They're going to run strong side and bottle up and drop at the line of scrimmage is Swearingen. Download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is next week. Check the Discord for the schedule and more information. Also, simulationfl.net.
Maybe another run up the middle here, Michael.
Could be. 2nd down and 10. They will give it to Swearingen, and Swearingen again is crushed. Gain of only 2 as the Jacksonville defense comes to awareness. And nice tackle there by Charles Dunbar.
Yeah, and a great job by the Jacksonville defense, just closing up every lane up the middle, making the stop for only a 2-yard gain. And another 2 tight end set. Go ahead.
3rd and 8, over the middle, into coverage, caught, first down, inside the 15 and down to the 13. Nice 3rd down pickup there for Charleston. A quick note about the Jacksonville defense, they are the worst in the league in 3rd down percentage against. They give up first down 72% of the time when an opponent has a 3rd down against them.
Yeah, but doing a good job in this game. Charleston is 2 out of 7 on 3rd down, so doing a way better job this game.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Again, another Charleston trip to the red zone. What can they make of this one? 38 seconds to go in the 3rd snap. Drew fires, end zone, intercepted again! A 3rd red zone interception for Charleston. And this time it's Alex Bond, his 5th pick of the season.
And this is a very similar type of technique that when Sprouse got the interception, or I think was good, and actually the corner is playing on the trail technique because, again, he knows the safety is playing in the middle of the field and he can undercut the route. So instead of just worrying about that, he's worrying about an out route or worrying about a go route, and he just lets the safety do his job and get the interception. Great technique and great fundamental football here by the secondary of the Kings.
The Kings try to move up the rankings in takeaway leaders. They have 3 tonight, so now up to 17 on the season.
And if I'm Jacksonville, Michael, I'm running the ball here. Now that we're going to get to the 4th quarter, you're leading by 2 scores. Your running back is averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Just run the ball and try to drain as much of the clock as you possibly can.
Quick correction, they have 4 takeaways tonight. 2 by Bernard Good and 1 by Clay Jones and 1 by Alex Bond. Here is Willis up the middle, and that will take us to the 4th quarter. 4's up. We've got 1 quarter to go. Jacksonville try to win this game and move to 4-2. Predators try to hang on. Don't go anywhere. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Fourth quarter on tap. One more quarter to go. Just 11 minutes before the end of week 6. I'm Michael Cirillo. Wallows Littis alongside me. We've also got JL Browning and Mighty RX doing stats tonight. Here is a handoff. Jared Willis, first down and more past the 30 and the 33-yard line. It's been a game commanded mostly by the running backs, and here is how Willis and Swearingen compared before coming into this ball game.
Very close. I mean, in carries, 121 to 114, and in yards per carry, 5.0 against 4.9. So it's basically, running backs having very, very similar stats throughout this first 5 games of the season. And in that last play, it was just basically a numbers game, Michael. They just had more men to block than Charleston to defend.
It's been the main storyline through this game. This time they're going to try and get Willis on the outside. Only gets 2 yards before being run down at the 36. Nice tackle there by Zanardi.
And another good job here by Jacksonville. They saw the open spot, on the far side of the field, and Jared Willis got a couple of yards out of it.
Christensen, another pass in the flat to Willis, and he's going to be bundled over by a wave of blue jerseys and only get 3 more yards. Third down and 5. Man, Charleston would love to get a stop here and try and convert.
And this is tricky, Michael, because it's a 3rd and 5. Now, do you run the ball up the middle because, your running back has averaged 5 yards a carry, or do you throw the ball where your quarterback has 98 passing yards?
Christensen moves in the pocket, hit as he throws, completes it to Gossett, who's short of the first down. He missed it by a yard. And Charleston holds at midfield and is going to get the ball back.
And again, just a little bit shy of the first down as Christensen just getting past the 100-yard marker here in this game, as Jared Willis has 142. So, maybe it was worth a run up the middle because he has averaged 5 yards per carry on a 3rd and 5 situation.
They come after the punt and don't get there. McCoy gets it away. And Lance DeLake only gets up to the Charleston 24-yard line. 9 minutes even to go in the football game. And Jacksonville still holding on to a 13-point lead. But how many times have we seen teams get in the red zone or down to the sharp end of the field and not score a touchdown? Jacksonville has kicked 3 red zone field goals. And Charleston has thrown 3 red zone interceptions. First and 10 for the 24 handoff, and Swearingen is stood up and dropped for a loss of 1. Great penetration there by the defensive line. Hunter Norwood grabs the TFL.
I mean, that's a great play by Norwood, basically completely unblocked, and he just got off the line extremely quickly and got to the running back for a stop for a loss, and now behind the sticks, the Charleston Predators are on offense.
4 wide. Drew looking maybe to go to the air here. No, they hand it to Swearingen up the middle, drags a defender, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And 1 more yard will give him to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 9.
And again, this is where Charleston can throw the ball deep. It has worked for them before. So maybe Lyric Da Vinci, who has been the primary target for TD Drew this game, it looks like 1 deep safety here for Jacksonville.
Charleston convert 57% of their 3rd downs. Going long, running behind the defense. Cake making a catch in double coverage at midfield. TD Drew, what a throw.
Yeah, what a great throw. What a great catch. As it seemed that Sokolamano was a little bit late to the ball. Well, actually, no. I mean, Ken Maccaro made an unbelievable throw. Excuse me. On the other angle, it looked like he was a little bit late, but it was just an unbelievable throw and catch by the offense, as Charleston is now in Jacksonville territory.
First catch for Ken Maccaro in the ball game. He was 0 for 5 before then. Drew, deep drop, Swearingen out of the backfield, puts the defender in the dirt, and picks up a first down to the Jacksonville 38-yard line.
I really like that play call because there were like 9 men on the box. So Charleston went outside and just basically told the running back, make a play, make a man miss, and he did for a first down. As we go back to it again, Michael, if Charleston can finally put the ball in the end zone, it's just a 6-point game, and with still 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. There's plenty of time.
$7:21 at the snap. Drew to the far side. He's got a man out there. Nice tackle by Sprouse. Pushes the receiver out of bounds, but not before he picks up 9 yards. That's Ken McCarro's second catch of the drive.
Ken McCarro has been completely shut down in this game, but now 2 catches in this drive being very important for Charleston to move the ball here.
And I want you to take a good long look at this standings graphic. Look how much parity we have in the Simulation Football League. 9 teams at 3-3. Handoff, middle, Swearingen first down to the 23-yard line. If Charleston somehow comes back and wins this game, we will have 11 teams at 3-3 halfway through the season.
Yeah, which is crazy. But again, as we were talking off air, it's just fitting that with this much parity, there's half the league at 500% win-loss. So it's been an unbelievable season with a lot of surprises and a lot of parity.
First and 10 for the 23. Drew back to pass, pumps once, hit as he throws. The ball flutters in the air and it's knocked away. A penalty flag does fly, and there may be a roughing the passer call coming here against Jacksonville, but we will see.
Maybe that or a PI.
It will be pass interference against Bernard Gooden, who up to this point has had a stellar game with 2 interceptions. But he costs the Kings defense big time there. It's a fresh set of downs for the Predators.
Yeah, the ball was not batted down. I mean, the quarterback got hit as he threw, but he was not like battered or deflected or anything. And it did seem that Gooden just pushed the receiver a little bit before the ball got there.
Inside the red zone, the past 3 times Charleston has been down here, TD Drew's thrown an interception. They go to Swearingen off the left side. He gets 5 yards up to the 13-yard line, under 7 minutes to go, now under 6.5 to go as the clock ticks down under 6:20.
Good read by Swearingen, going to the outside because the linebackers were taking care of the B gaps, which is basically the guard assignments, and he goes to the outside where there was open space for 5 yards.
Second down and 5. Jacksonville stacks the box again. Drew to throw to the outside. Swearingen's got space to the 5. Tries to make a man miss and gets brought down at the 5-yard line. First down and goal again for the Predators. And now the question is, will they be bitten by the turnover bug like they have before, or will they punch it in?
Yeah, and that's the question, as you said, Michael, is will they finally get in the end zone, or Jacksonville's going to make another big play and an interception here? If I'm Charleston, I'm running the ball at least here on first and goal, trying to see how many yards I can get. But they're going in the shotgun, so it seems like they're going to throw again. And, man, Jacksonville has picking the ball away all day long.
They've gone to this play before. It hasn't worked before. This time to the 2-yard line and down before he can get to the end zone is Lyric Da Vinci. Michael Sprouse with a touchdown-saving stop.
Good job by the Jacksonville defense, keeping everything in front of them and protecting the goal line, which is what you must do here in this situation. And in this second down and goal, will they run here up the middle as the defense is pretty much spread out? They go in the shotgun again, so I don't think a draw play is in their playbook, as we have not seen it.
Play action. Drew scrambles, throws to the end zone. Touchdown. Finally, Charleston get in the end zone on a wild play. And the conversion goes to Buchanan Simons for his 4th of the season.
That's only Buchanan Simons' second catch of the day. We saw in the first half he burned Gooden for it was a post corner route, and this time beating his man again on the crossing route for a touchdown.
Sometimes you need things just to go your way. That was a completely broken play on a play action. Swearingen, TD Drew rather had to scramble to his left and found the open Buchanan Simons in the end zone for the touchdown. Charleston, extra point pending, will have a 6-point deficit to try and overcome. Amanda Moyer puts this one up and through. And with 4:52 to go, we have a ball game. Jacksonville 16, Charleston 10. Don't go anywhere. The finish to this game is next on the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Charleston setting up to go for the onside kick. Amanda Moyer drives it into the ground and into the hands of Jacksonville. They'll have it at the Charleston 39 and in beautiful field position to try and put this game away with under 5 minutes to go. Questionable call there from Charleston, but you may have felt that they had to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they have only been able to score 10 points all game, so, they realize scoring has been difficult. Let's try to get the ball again, but, I think that in this situation, it was better to kick the ball away and play some defense and just trust your defense.
Expect the Jared Willis show, and here he is up the middle for 7 yards on first down of the Charleston 32-yard line.
That's 149 yards and counting here for Jared Willis. As he will get the ball here again in this 2nd and 3. I pretty much expect, and if he gets stopped, I will expect for them to go again back to him on 3rd down.
That 2-yard passing touchdown by T.D. Drew to Buchanan Simons was T.D. Drew's 60th of his career. So moving up in the total numbers. 2nd down and 3. Handoff, Willis. First down to the 27-yard line, and more time's going to come off the clock.
And the linebackers of Charleston just completely got themselves out of the play as they were trying to maybe stop a run on the outside, and nobody was inside to make a stop as Jared Willis easily got the first down.
Three minutes and 43 seconds to go and counting with the snap. Willis doesn't get anything back to the 27-yard line. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider for the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. 3:11 to go. Jacksonville continuing to wait out the clock all the way down under 10 seconds before each and every snap. Willis gets away from one tackler and gets 8 yards to the 19-yard line. It's going to be a gauntlet for the Jacksonville Kings in the next 3 ball games. They face the reigning champions Atlanta, the Chicago team that has looked dangerous all season, and a surprising 5-1 Louisiana team.
Yeah, and Louisiana has looked awesome this season. They just beat Baltimore this week, and they put 35 points on the board. They're a very complete football team.
Off Willis, first down again. And this one will take us to the 2-minute warning. Looking at the upcoming schedule for the Predators, they've got Chicago next week. And then 2 home games against Denver, who leads the league right now, and Fort Worth, who is struggling after a loss again today. So Charleston, not all hope is gone for the Predators, as they most likely will fall to 2-4 after tonight. And that will be the 2-minute warning. Jacksonville try to ice the game up 16-10. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, and for the fans, stay with us. Let us have her for a minute. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Jacksonville up 16-10 with the ball at the Charleston 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Trying to ice this game away here in the final game of Week 6. Willis hasn't scored since the first quarter, and he gets 5 there to the 10, and Charleston will start burning timeouts then. Even in the best of situations for the Predators, it's going to be a 2-score game because Jacksonville, at worst, will kick a field goal go up 19-10.
Yeah, and the story of this game has been just Jared Willis just getting all the yards between the tackles, Michael. 34 attempts, and I will say that 30 of them have been between the tackles.
Here's again, Willis to the 5, to the 2, into the 1-yard line. He didn't get it again as Charleston calls another timeout.
No, but again, another big play. And Jacksonville, I mean, with Charleston only one timeout, I will think Jacksonville will just take a knee here, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, and just take it down and basically seal the game with a field goal.
Well, they're not in the victory formation.
Not quite, but again, 3-2 defense here.
They've only run it once from inside the 1 tonight. There was a touchdown. They're going to run it again, and Willis scampers in for his 2nd score, and that will pretty much be that for this ball game, as it's 22 pending the extra point to 10. Jacksonville over the Predators.
Yeah, and that one completely untouched. It was just 5 players in the box, 3 defensive linemen and 2 linebackers against 7 blockers. And you know, when you're trying to get half a yard, that's not very good if you're on the defensive side.
Anthony Cece has been automatic tonight, and this extra point is no different. Now it is 23-10 with 1:51 to go in the ball game. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, as you have every night throughout the weekend, throughout the season. Michael Turillo here alongside Ramos Lynn, JL Browning, and Mighty RX, as we close out Week 6 with a game that has been, I guess, missed opportunities on both sides have been really the theme of this game.
Yeah. You know, and I agree, because if you look at the stats and some things, I mean, they're pretty comparable. I mean, Jared Willis obviously has had 181 yards. Kate Swearingen has had a good game with 122. You know, you look at the receiving stats, both of them not very good. TD Drew 200 and Christian Christensen 102 yards. So, I mean, it's not like the stats look completely lopsided. It's just the fact that Charleston has been unable to get the ball in the end zone, and Jacksonville has been able to take advantage of opportunity.
1 minute and 50 left. TD Drew short over the middle on a post route. He's got it. 2nd down and 1. Here comes the up-tempo.
I will expect a throw deep here, Michael.
Drew, 7-step drop. You're going to get your deep throw. It goes to the far side. It's caught. And running behind the defense is Buchanan Simons. He's going to be caught inside the 10. Charleston calls their final timeout, and they're going to have 1st and goal at the 9.
And it was the same play that they got Jacksonville to end the first half. It's a corner or a post corner route. And again, good and not very good in coverage. Got beat again, got toasted again. And Buchanan Simons, not enough speed to get to the end zone, but good enough to get inside the 10. If Charleston can get a quick touchdown here, it's still a minute and 20 seconds left with another onside kick attempt.
It's a long shot, but crazier things in the Simulation Football League have most definitely happened. Drew over the middle to the 2-yard line. They got to get up to the line quick because they don't have another timeout. They're 2nd and goal at the 1. Da Vinci comes across the formation, finally gets set. Drew to Swearingen to the end zone. Choo-choo! All along at the Swearingen hype train. Touchdown, Predators!
And that's the first time we've seen TD Drew actually call one of those plays and check it down to the running back, let the running back make a play. In the previous drives, he has tried to force it deep, inside to the receivers or to the tight end. This time he finds his open man for a score. And again, 1 minute and 11 seconds left, Michael. There's still an onside kick attempt. This is not over yet.
That's got to be the first time that Keith Swearingen has touched the ball inside the 5 this game, because every time they've gone down there before, they've went for a middle throw or a corner throw, and it's been intercepted. Extra point all the way and good from Moyer. The action is not done yet. 1:11 to go. Charleston, an onside kick away from having a shot at this one. But when we come back, they'll try that kick on the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. It comes down to this. If Charleston can recover this onside kick, they've got a shot to shock the Kings. A Moyer drives into the ground. It's up in the air. It's loose, and it's recovered by Charleston. Oh, we've got a ball game now. Josh Reese, the safety, comes up with it, and we have a chance for an absolutely wacky ending here in prime time on Monday night. A 1:10 left. Charleston at their own 42-yard line. Drew to the far side. Got to get it out of bounds. He does. And I think we have Ramos Lynn back.
Yeah, sorry for that. But what an unbelievable kick here by Charleston, recovering it. And they still have 1:07 seconds left, no timeouts. But if there's something that Charleston has been able to do in this game is throw the ball deep. Did they dare to throw another post corner route here?
Worked the 2 times they have thrown it in this football game. Drew going to go short to Swearingen. Got to get it out of bounds. He can't do it. At midfield, they got to go hurry up 3rd down and 2. And that's not a great formation to throw the ball deep in. They're in a tight set with only 2 receivers. Drew stands in, throws middle, caught, but it's the middle of the field. They're to the Jacksonville 35-yard line. 45 seconds to go and counting. Everybody rushes up to the line.
I will spike the ball here.
They do spike the ball. 41 seconds to go. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 at the 35. They got to get in range for a couple of shots at the end zone.
Yeah, what an unbelievable drive here for Charleston. They're in scoring position, but a field goal is obviously no good. 2nd and 10. Again, I will not be surprised if they go with that post corner route that Buchanan Simon has ran a couple times. They go in the same formation, Michael, so they're liking it. 1 deep safety.
Drew has to throw on the run. It's complete. Is that going to be 1st down? Yes, it is, but he didn't get out of bounds.
They have to spike the ball again. They need to huddle up and get another play in.
Racing back to the line, that's Da Vinci, who comes all the way across the formation. 22 seconds left. They haven't spiked it yet. They're going to run a play. Drew avoids a sack and goes down. Now they got to spike it. 15 seconds left. They got to get back to the line. 10 seconds. 8, 7, spike the ball, man. He does. 6 seconds to go. Maybe they get 2 shots at the end zone.
Yeah, really bad decision. Just it's better to throw the ball away or do something, but you cannot take a sack and just take this much time. There's only 1 more play left. So 1 shot to the end zone, maybe 2 if you're quick enough, but you have to go for the end zone here. And let's see what Jacksonville does. It seems that they have a low and a high safety, so they are a little bit suspect to a deep throw.
This is it. Has to be the game. You can't get 2 plays off now. Drew fires short. He threw it short. And the ball game is over because the catch is made. The Kings hang on to win 23-17.
Man, it's one of the examples of it's just better to let the ball go incomplete because that will have stopped the clock and given another chance. But he made that catch and he had to slide for it. And Jacksonville just escapes with a win. And, to be fair, I'm trying to be neutral here. I mean, you have to think Jacksonville deserved that win because of the incredible performance by Jared Willis and the defense forcing 4 picks.
An incredible ending to a game that looked like it was petering out into nothingness. Charleston almost came all the way back after being 2 scores down with a minute to go. They get the touchdown to Swearingen. Then they get the onside kick, and then they can't get a shot at the end zone because of poor timing in the 2-minute drill. Final score, Kings 23, Predators 17. Ramos, break this one down.
Yeah, it was just a history of Jared Willis running the ball at will all game long. At the end of the day, 5 yards per carry, 36 attempts, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also caught the ball 6 times for 19 yards, so that's a total of 42 touches for him. Keith Swearingen, again, with a very good game, 22 attempts, 122 yards. He had a touchdown on the air. But again, TD Drew getting those 4 interceptions, and about 3 of them very close to the end zone or in the end zone, just killed the Charleston Predators in this game, I think.
The big plays down the field weren't enough in the end for the Predators as they come up just short, 23-17. I'm now going to have to ask Ramos, who was your pick for player of the game? I have a sneaking suspicion who you might select.
Yeah, by far Jared Willis. He was the motor of this offense, and he's the reason why Jacksonville was in control for this whole game.
Jared Willis is the player of the game. 181 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, 21 yards through the air. And that'll do it. From a wild and crazy end to Week 6 of the Simulation Football League. For JL Browning and Mighty RX on stats, Cameron Irvine pushing the buttons behind the scenes, and Ramos Leonard analysis, I have been Michael Cirillo. This week, the Simulation Football League community lost one of their own as Vancouver wide receiver and SFL broadcaster Rich Pratchard tragically passed away. I would like to end this week's broadcast with a moment of silence for Rich. Thank you all for listening, and have a good night.